Happy Veterans Day on this 11/11/2022. To all the veterans out there, thank you for your service. I want to talk about a little bit about 11/11. So the number 11 in numerology is looked upon as a master number. I chose to name my group Sanctuario 1111 because my spirituality is moving and exploring a lot more these days. So I feel like when I first started looking into that, I was a little skeptical, or I was skeptical in my 20s, I should say, of anything that was spiritual. I thought it was a little bit weird and anyway, I've come around. What do you have to lose? I mean, if you today, you'll see quite a few people. I'll even post a link from a friend named Hallie Avolio. She talks about manifesting a lot. Fulfilling your dreams, putting your intentions out there. She has a couple of things like journaling 11 things that you're grateful for, and then writing 11 things that you wish for. And I think sometimes we sell ourselves short as human beings. I'm not saying dismiss science. I think science has its place, but I think when it comes to your own motivation and your own spirit, why not? What does it hurt to put something out there and then see what happens? So I invite you to give that a shot. Today I wanted to draw a card. I just wanted to share with you that one of my new spiritual practices as of 3 years ago are these oracle cards. So these are cards, these are beautiful set of cards that I've been using lately because I feel a real connection to animals. Yesterday, I had coming out here the last week or so, I've had bees come visit me, like not in a bad way. I'm not terrified by them. If you stay still, they'll leave you alone pretty much. And I looked at the bee card here, and I got a lot of information from it. You see the moon there? For me, the moon is very significant. I've noticed the impact that the moon cycle has on my life and how I do things. I actually follow the moon cycle for my writing and my creativity. And it's given me a lot of space, and I feel pretty blessed because otherwise I would try to do work and burn myself out, like constantly work, and not take time to rest. Following the moon cycle has a built-in rest period. So I wanted to draw a card and share what I do. So I take a deep breath and I concentrate on any messages, any sounds that I hear. I hear some birds in the background. I often do out here. Birds mean a lot to me. My family has had pet birds. I had a pet bird at one point. And something about flying and angels to me is connected to that. So I'm looking at my intuition. These cards, when I got them, I saged them, and then I connect to source, and then I ask, what message do you have for me today? So I will look at the card and just intuitively think about what I get from pulling out the card. So I have slow and steady wins the race. So I'm pulling this card for the group. And I look at the picture itself, and then we have a 6-2, that's an 8. For tarot, these are different than tarot cards. Tarot cards have very specific symbolism that people learn, and then I know intuition is supposed to come through somehow, but I haven't figured out that part. To me, it complicates things, so for me, oracle cards are easier to rely on my intuition. So this turtle card, the shell reminds me of the earth. There's shapes in here and shadows. But when I think of turtles, for the most part, I think of how long they live and how they always come to the same place to lay eggs. So there's always a cycle. And of course, slow and steady, turtles are slow. They're big creatures that move slowly. They don't exactly, roadrunners run fast. There's certain things about turtles that make them a little slow. And when I think of this, I think about, I'm trying to establish a business here. I'm not trying to, I'm establishing a business. And to me, I felt like I should be at a certain level, at a certain point. And for whatever reason, I've had issues with getting the paperwork aspect of it done. And I feel like messaging-wise, personally, it's like, take your time. Everything happens in divine time. It happens when it's supposed to. Sometimes our goals, we push ourselves a little too hard. I tend to do that. Like, I burn myself out really easily. It's just kind of how I've been wired, based on my behavior as a little kid. Do until I collapse and fall asleep is how I used to work as a kid. And that has to do with a lot of our personal history and how we viewed the world when we were young. And those things get super ingrained in us even, at age 50, you're still kind of doing that. So I've been unlearning that and moving away from that and, leaning into slow and steady. Consistency is the name of the game these days. And you'll still progress. But why does it need to be on like a do or die hustle time level? Hustle culture is a bit kind of out of control, I think. It can be. And if it works for some people to do that, fine, but it doesn't work for me, and I think there's nothing wrong with stopping to smell the roses. So that's one of the things that I do for spirituality. And for a long time I avoided sharing about that because my own upbringing was that, if it didn't come from the church, it wasn't like helpful or spiritual. But I feel like God is great, the source is great. Why wouldn't he use everything at his disposal, right? And then some people are like, well, it allows for bad things to come through. I feel like it's all about your intention. Like, my intention is to do good and be good, and I connect with source before I pull the cards. How can I be steered wrong when that's the case, right? They also come with these little books, or big books in this case, that can explain meanings. But I think today I'm going to go with my intuitive hit and have that message for you. Maybe there's something in your life that you've been trying to move ahead and you're frustrated by the fact that it's taking too long in your estimation. What if you actually embrace the idea that it's happening this way because it's meant to happen this way? And the fact that I can't find the turtle in here, I think might also tell you that maybe this is all you need to hear in the message. So on this beautiful 11/11 day, dare to dream something big and write it down. Maybe you want to write it down 11 times, and that's all you do. Give it a shot. You don't lose a thing in believing in yourself and intending beautiful things for yourself in the world. It's mindset. The cards also, you draw what you need to hear. Or if you draw for other people or read for other people use the word read. I don't know why I did it in air quotes, but there's a lot of cool things out there worth exploring for your spirituality, whether it's yoga, chanting, dance, ecstatic dance. It's like, you're in a prayerful space. You're not worried about what you look like, or in a group, you're just by yourself. Dare to connect with spirit and see how it affects your life. And the more you do it, and you don't have to do anything for an hour. You could do something for 5 minutes at a time. It has had a significant impact in my life. So it might be worth, connecting to your spirituality. And yes, I'm in a robe, but look, I'm dressed. I worked out and got sweaty. But I was cold out here. My neck needed something, and then my head needed to be warm after sweating. Have a wonderful Veterans Day. Enjoy your time with your family. Give yourself, 11 minutes to work on something for yourself and intend beautiful things. So have a wonderful day, people. Take care.